Hi everybody. Welcome to the class intro video for U.S. History C. I'll be your instructor. My name is Darren Ryder. Now I've been teaching for 28 years and most of those were at Cottage Grove Middle School. I've also had a short time at East Ridge High School, and now the last 4 years have been at Sawashko Online. Now as we go through the course, we want to walk you through just some of the basics just so you know exactly what happens, especially if you're coming in new, whether it's from in-person or coming in from another course. You might have been in one of our other instructors, Mr. Schwartz's, or possibly a different program too. So what we'll start with is we'll start with our main page. What you see right up here on the top, that video, every week you're going to have a Monday message. Now that Monday message just kind of summarizes what we're going through for the week, what you can expect, and if there's any trouble spots on any assignments. And so you'll see that every week. Sometimes I'll post that on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, always by Monday. If there's a big assignment that we're struggling with, or that there's a lot of things that people may have questions on, a lot of times I'll send that out on Friday just so people have the weekend to work on that. So you'll always see that up here. It's usually 1 to 2 minutes, but contains good information each week. Now up at the top is our teacher contact and office hour information then. Now you'll use that whenever you need to. You have my email, you can message me through Schoology, you have phone number here, office hour and appointment, a Teams link if you need to meet. I also come into schools, try to at least once a week, just to make sure that I'm meeting the needs of any students or making sure that every student has what they need to be successful in the course. Now, where you'll start is this trimester 3 orientation for Sawashko Online. Now, that is kind of your expectations for the first couple days of the course, but then you'll see that we jump right into our curriculum this try too. Now, the other place that you see, this orange one, this class and orientation information, now if you click on there, you're going to see this contains things like our syllabus, you'll see a biography, you'll see the class intro video link, that's the one you're watching, so you found it, you're in the right place. You'll see another link for the office hours. You'll also see our retake policy. Now, retake policy is pretty simple for the course. We follow the district policy. And so if you're looking at it, it says, students have a right to do that, things like that. But the one big thing that we have to be aware of is the plagiarism piece. And so if you are a person who struggles on a summative assignment and you were caught plagiarizing, that's not a retake possibility. You made a choice at that point. And so we just want to make sure to cover that. I am more than willing to help anybody do it the correct way. Okay, so just make sure the retake policy is there. The only thing that I ask for retakes is that you're done with all assignments for the unit. And that might include assignments that aren't collected. So we have some assignments that you have to do as background information to help you complete a future assignment. And so you have to have all assignments done for that unit, but then I also might ask for, hey, can you send me lesson 2 and lesson 6? Those weren't graded assignments, but those needed to be completed, and those were completed to help with your understanding, so that might be an expectation in there too. So don't be surprised if that happens, but know that I'll do my absolute best to help any student that's doing it the right way, to help with that learning and help with that gathering of information there. So that's our class and orientation information. And so now when we go back to our main page then, you're going to see that we have next is our resource folder. Now our resource folder has tech support, it has our online handbook. I try to go away from that the online textbook as much as I can, the one that you see on the bottom, just because it doesn't always allow students to access that easily, and the goal is to make sure that you have access to all resources easily. So you'll see that there are a couple in there, but we try to pull those out as much as possible just to make sure that you have everything that you need. So this is when you have your resource folder. This is things you may need, kind of long term when we're talking tech support, pass no credit, things like that. Now where you'll spend most of your time is right here in this current folder. Now the current folder has everything. You're going to see some of this kind of grayed out right here. That you're going to see those by the end of the first 2 days of the trimester come into play. Those will be open, those will be able to be accessed by all students. But where you want to start is this work completion dates. As you look at it, you say, okay, we've got our dates right here. I see this week, whoops, You see that this week we go South Washington County online orientation to Unit 10, Lesson 5, and then we work our way through. Now you'll notice that there's no new assignments that last week. That's on purpose. That's just to help people kind of finish the try strong, make sure that they have everything they need, make sure that they have a chance to catch up on some things that they may be behind on also. The one thing I do want to point out this try is this Decades Day project that you see on this May 25th to May 31st. That is a handed-in assignment, hand done, okay? So we want to make sure that you have access to that as we're going through there, okay? So now that's what we have for the course. Now what we want to make sure that we do then is when we look at these units, you're seeing that we have 5 units total. You have Unit 10, Great Depression and the New Deal, 11, World War II, and we're working all the way to kind of current day stuff. And so as you're going through there, when you go into like Unit 10, when you see these green boxes, those are self-graded by right in Schoology. And so those are our background. It may say, print this out, keep it for your records, take it for your notes. Other ones that look more like this, when you click into those are going to be a Google link. So if I click into these, I have my Google link. This is what you're filling out then and completing. And so you'll have 2 kind of different types of assignments going through here, but all are set up to help you with that overall learning of the material. And so there's some that are hand graded. Now, if it's one that's like this, that's hand graded by me, just know that I do inspect the writing on those. And so it shouldn't be copied and pasted in from anywhere else. It should be all original work. That's what we're here for, right? I need to be able to check your understanding. So, but I do want to be fair and say, let you know right away. Like, I do run those through checkers. I also run them through AI checkers. AI can be a great tool. Like, I love AI. It's awesome if it's used in the right way. Now, I use my oldest daughter. She just is graduating from St. Thomas and is going into dental school. I've watched her use AI for a year and a half, and I've watched her use it for good. That's the hope for it, right? Just make sure you're doing the right thing. We all know what that is. Original work is original work. Can you use AI to kind of get some ideas and go through some things? Absolutely. In fact, I would encourage that because it helps with understanding. But when the assignment comes to be put into words, make sure those are your own words. So that's the easiest way I can explain that. Now, as we go back in here then, you'll see that we have some summatives. Some summatives you have to do a little bit of writing and research. Some you have to do project-based stuff. And so just kind of a little bit of variety in there. So you'll see that as you go through. Now, a big thing I want to encourage though is if and when you have troubles, reach out. I try to, like I said earlier, I try to get into schools as much as I can. I'm trying to get there at least once a week, but I'm also available, whether it be a Teams meeting, whatever we need to do to make sure you have what you need. Let's have a great trimester. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, and I do look forward to working with each and every one of you this try. Have a good one.